Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Happy Labor Day if you're celebrating, if you're in States or in Canada, I guess you are. For everybody else, happy Monday, happy beginning of the new week, happy September. I don't know, it's the end of the summer season in States, but the weather, at least in New York, is more than lovely. It's gonna stay like that for the foreseeable amount. We still have our pool open for another couple of weeks, so we continue enjoying those days while we can. So let's do the daily check. We will do a classic reading today, although again the second question after the general energy check is gonna be dictated by tarot, so we'll see what is it that we're supposed to look at today, and we'll get answers to that question for both feminines and masculines. Excuse me. Yes, that's the way to go. It's my confirmation. And of course we'll post some messages between the twins. All right, so it's the wisdom of the oracle today. By the way, I've uploaded almost all of the horoscopes for September. There are only 2 left and I will upload the rest today. So go to my other channel, Mindful Bamboo, and check them out. Check out the horoscope for your placement, and don't forget that I'm doing those for Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. So the best idea is to check the readings for all of your main placements and then see which part of each resonates with you, so you can get a more well-rounded combined message for yourself. And of course, if you'd like more guidance for your personal situation, don't hesitate to reach out for a personal reading. All right, let's get started. So let's get a card for Divine Feminines first of all. It's been quite an interesting weekend energetically. For a lot of feminines that I know, it's feeling like, there's a lot of kind of upended energy in the collective. It's not for the bad, it's like the remnants of certain things that we were letting go of during the full moon time, which was very, very powerful. If you remember, it was a super blue moon or blue super moon, and it's like the biggest moon of the year, meaning it's closer than ever this year, and its impact is a lot more intense. So, and Pisces, I don't need to tell you that Pisces is a pretty cosmic energy. So for us as light workers, it meant a lot of different things. Could have been different for everyone, but generally it's been pretty exhausting as our various bodies, like starting from physical and then astral and the rest, that were working through transformative energies of different kinds. So take it easy on yourself. If you have a chance, take day off, or at least evening off, or some kind of time off for yourself. Do something to replenish your body. Don't use that time for like hard work. Yeah, I know how it works with women, especially if you have a family, right? You're like, yeah, I'm gonna take time off, and then there's a big to-do list that you have. No, it's not for that. It's for doing something enjoyable for your body, for your mind, for your soul. It's stepping up on your meditation. It's giving yourself more time to sleep and recover. It's feeding yourself nourishing meals. If that's not something that you're already doing, then this is the day to kind of pay more attention to that. Maybe do some medicinal supplements, whatever you feel guided to do depending on your condition, or maybe what is bothering you at this time. I had problem with my neck last week, and it wasn't like I was doing something special to like have it hurting, but it was definitely a signal to me about certain events of the past that I was supposed to work through. Okay, feminines. If you're a masculine, same applies still. If you're experiencing those kind of symptoms, or maybe you're more tired, more overwhelmed, and that definitely applies to you too. We have a thinker, number 44. I love that number. Yay, baby. Waking up the thinker. Let's see what we have. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. Keep it simple and don't think that people have agendas or they're manipulating you. This is exactly what you're supposed to face, exactly what you're supposed to see at this time. All right, let's get a card for the masculines. What do the masculines need to know at this time? All right, I think it's about stepping to the edge. Come to the edge. Yes, is number 7? No, number 36. Almost there, but come to the edge is actually more of a full energy, which is telling me that the masculines are also now at the beginning of a new cycle where even if they don't acknowledge the new energy, they can definitely feel it in their body, in their mind. They may feel more like an alien among their friends and family, like people they interact with. I feel like they don't resonate as much anymore. And it doesn't necessarily mean, if you're listening masculines, doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to say goodbye to those people necessarily, right? But this is that integration time. There's likely for a lot of those connections that you have, you'll be able to find that common ground, but it's gonna take a minute, just because the gap kind of widened between you and them. And that's for a reason, for you to continue your ascension journey, your healing, getting you closer to union with your family, etc., etc., right? So this is expected, this is how it's supposed to be. But because you feel different, you have different take on things, you feel differently about various things, like what is being discussed, what people raise, you know, like, how do I say this? Yeah, with some examples, like maybe you enjoy discussing politics and I don't know, trashing certain people, right? Or arguing about something. Now you're like, why are we even talking about it? It's just so irrelevant. They're like, I have better things to do, right? It can be like that. Like you don't care about that anymore. Or you were talking about, I don't know, dating women and pickup lines and something about, you know, I figured out like if the woman does XYZ, then she's gonna be ABC in bed, for example, right? Something like very much about objectification of women, right? And now you're talking to your friend, exactly same person, and you like, usually that would be a normal topic for discussion, but now you're like, that sounds like that's pretty low energy, you know, pretty low vibe stuff to be talking about it, like you're trying to find the way to manipulate women into certain behavior or into getting into bed with you or whatever, right? Like, why would you even want to do it that way? Would you enjoy it? You know, things like that. So suddenly, like, you start seeing this new kind of light bulb moments and understanding that what you used to be spending your time doing, what you used to be talking about, it doesn't interest you anymore. Like, you don't, it's not giving you the satisfaction, the joy, right? So you'll be searching for something new, and that's where it says come to the edge. Facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. And masculines will be naturally drawn into finding that, because they will not be interested in things they used to spend that time on. All right, let's get into tarot. Let's see. I have 2 decks with me. I have my beautiful Thelma deck and the Light Seer. So I'll do 1 card each, including the card in the middle that will see what the question is. so I'll need 5 cards, please. The energy, the main energy, and the answer to an additional question. Okay, feminines, masculines. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Swords. Yeah, so it felt like it was a storm for a few days with this full moon and a lot of things coming up. There could be resurfacing of like, this is the full moon in Virgo, right? So yeah, it could have been a lot about, because Virgo is a more of a healer sign, like the physical body healing. You could have faced old ailments that were coming up, maybe something chronic bothering you, because this is like a reminder, you know, that there's something unresolved there that you're supposed to look into. Or maybe like right now there's a great opportunity to get more healing for that problem, something along those lines. And now we're moving into a calmer space where it's gonna feel smoother, it's gonna be more harmonious. Also, since Venus is finally direct, hooray! It's gonna be easier to perceive, to think, to talk, and to do better in relationships, in those relationships that are important to you at the very least, right? We're still in Mercury retrograde though, so be a little bit cautious on what you communicate. And if you're still coming out of that full moon energy, it's best just to let it kind of glide through you, to process that information, that energetic jolt, and then a few days later you can come back to the communication. I think there's only like 10 days left or something. Yeah, it's the falls today. It ends on 14th, so we only have 10 days left. It's not that much, right? Okay, let's get clarifiers for each. Here we have 6 of Wands. I like these sixes. Sixes are like coming out into the public, right? So Ace through 5 is a more kind of personal space. When we get to 6 in tarot, that's when it starts going out, right? It's like about sharing with the world. That's what the sixes are actually. 6 of Swords, I'm ready to come out into the world because I feel safe, I feel good, I feel calm, right? Like I can be a productive citizen if you wish. 6 of Wands is like, I know I feel confident to share what I have, what I've done, and receive my spotlight, right? And receive my applause and be victorious, right? And it could have been your inner journey of overcoming some fears, right? But it's the way you present it is that, you know, people will be like, wow, I've never seen you like that, or I've never heard you talk like that, right? And they will acknowledge it. But the important part here is that you are sharing with others and people are giving you that kind of feedback, that recognition. Very nice, I like it. So that is a big part of like getting out of the retrograde energy and more into the outside world to share what you've learned during this time. For feminines, we have Queen of Swords clarified by High Priestess. I love this feminine energies. It's kind of like the Queen of Swords is a feminine energy with strong masculine side, I must admit. And that's the main energy. This is the clarification, High Priestess. But High Priestess kind of softens it. So, you know, like a lot of times when we see Queen of Swords, it's like a badass figure that is like, okay, if you lie to me, you're dead to me kind of idea, right? But I'm not taking that as BS any longer. Something on, oh, like we need to make changes now, right? It's more fierce energy. With High Priestess as clarification, it's a softer touch to it. It's like, yes, I'm really committed to living in my truth, to receiving only truthful communication, sincere, without manipulation, without toxicity, without people hiding their thoughts and feelings from me, right? Like if I see that, they are out. Yeah, it's still true, but it's a softer vibe. It's not like I resent you for that. It's more like, I don't think we are ready for each other, or like, I don't think we can really connect truly, you know, on a deeper level. So have a nice day. Something along those lines. So feminines are being very much in their truth without sugarcoating it, right? For themselves. That includes how you see yourself and anything that, well, you're both proud of, or maybe anything you're proud of or anything that you feel bad about, right? Like this is acknowledging both of those areas. And the same goes for other people, right? Very, very much in the moment of truth and seeing, and that allows you to see more shades of meaning and being able to tell what's for you, what's not for you. For masculines, we have King of Wands and Justice. Look at those kings and queens. Wow. This is the ultimate, like, kind of like DM, you know, twin flame energy, because this is the fire element. But there's also justice here. So this is a shamanic energy, if you wish. So we're just talking about healing and Virgo. So this is divine masculine, getting into their shamanic self, recognizing that there is inner knowledge and kind of intuitive guidance that can help them unlock many doors, as long as they stay balanced, as long as they are not riddled by or overwhelmed by lots of emotions. A lot of those, when we speak of emotions, are negative, but I mean positive emotions can overwhelm you as well and can lead you astray when it comes to the wisdom and knowledge, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of times, and we know that it's the coping mechanisms are done through negative emotions, right? So they understand the importance of being emotionally balanced in order to be in this wise energy, in this energy of knowledge and ease of movement. I'm hearing, right? When you don't have to like white knuckle your success, you know, or kind of like work super hard to achieve what you want, right? You can do it much more with ease through appearing in the right energy, right? This is big time shamanic stuff. What's the additional question we're looking at? Ace of Cups, clarified by the Tower. So some surprise in love. I like this for the twin flame reading. What are the surprises in love? What is the surprise in love that each of the twins can see? What's the surprise in love for divine feminines? Nine of Cups clarified by Six of Swords. Another six of Swords to be precise, right? So as soon as the feminine gets into calmer waters in her emotional well-being, right? And emotions could have been up and down and upended different ways in the last few days was the full moon in Pisces, right? But now as the storm is coming down, with the wish fulfillment is coming in. Whatever it is for you in love, the next step. I'm hearing for a lot of you, it's being seen. Like, look at this card. There is actually a girl here. I mean, we're talking about feminine energy, so take gender how it resonates, right? But this is like a more, at least to me, it's a more straightforward feminine energy here, right? Like she's in the spotlight. She is surrounded by this beautiful light, right? It's like being seen for your beauty, for who you are. That is coming in a loving space. It's from the masculine and also from other people in your life. So it could be from friends and family too. Not needing to do something for that. Just sitting pretty, just enjoying your day. And you know, you can feel that love from them. And you suddenly realize that, you know, as opposed to all the societal conventions, you don't really need to do stuff to deserve love, right? It's just there. It's all around you with those cups, with that light. For masculines, we have Death in the Sun. Oh my God. Oof, no pressure with all the major arcanas. But yeah, I've been talking about it for a few days now, that DMs are experiencing major divine intervention. And what can be more major than Death and Sun? The big transformation and the healing, you know? Transformation comes, this is a clarification card. Transformation comes as a result of the healing that they've been experiencing, as balancing the emotions that they've been experiencing. That's when they can access that secret knowledge, those keys to their problems, to why they have been stumping themselves in something, some specific areas, right? Or they felt like they've done their best, but they're still in square one, something like that I'm hearing, right? Whether it's in love or at work or in friendships or something about personal development, right? This is like bursting out that dam and letting that energy through the channel, right? And that's provide a natural healing, and that's gonna bring in lots of changes. So this is the energy at the moment, and yeah, it will be manifesting itself in life events over the next few weeks. So I'm getting this is like for the rest of September that energy is gonna be relevant. Okay, let's get messages. We are getting up at 20 minutes now, so messages from DMs to DFs, please, from the Hermit Tarot. I like this very much. Okay, that's enough. Didn't want it to be long anyway. We have I lost everything? That's the anxiety, and that could be part of that emotional overwhelm aftertaste. We have I'm open to compromise, and I'm too afraid to talk. So that could still be, we're still in Mercury retrograde. So, you know, even intuitively, I mean, being empaths, light workers, we're feeling that heaviness and that it's not the best time to talk. But it's a very important time for masculines to overcome that anxiety and to be in a better space to compromise. And compromise not out of feeling of, I don't want to lose you, yeah, let's talk, I'm ready, I'm ready to find that solution, but just I don't want you to leave me behind. No, not from that energy. That's the energy of lack, right? But do the compromise out of energy of like of a loving space. I love you, you love me, and it's important that this works for the both of us. I want us both to be happy with what we agree upon, what's the plan, right? And that's why we're gonna talk and we're gonna discuss what's the compromise. Very different energy. May look similar, but there is a very big difference underneath. Feminines to masculines now, please. Okay, that was kind of a lot, but I'll go through them quickly. You're so very special. And I feel immediately that the feminist is saying that because there is less communication now, there is more of that feeling coming in. Mostly because there's no destruction through poor communication, you know, because direct communication is not always, you know, super high vibe and in a balanced way, right? So this is like, now that there is none of that distraction and noise, there is more of that energy coming in of love and feeling special, that my twin is special. If I ask you to stay, would you leave? This is part of that negotiation thinking. I still don't have all the answers. So you see, that's like the brainstorming. Like sex with you? I think so, yes. One sword, that's the truth, and time to ground yourself. Yeah, so we're just talking about that. About being in balance, about being grounded, right? And then everything comes into place in like, okay, I want this to be constructive. I'm not gonna wallow with like pain or pity for myself because I'm not with my twin or because they hurt my feelings, right? I'm gonna be constructive. It's this Queen of Swords energy. Let's think, let's brainstorm. What is next? What are we gonna do with what we have now? What can we do to make the most out of it and to move on to bigger and better space? Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.